All right, let us say hello to Daniel Rodriguez. He is stepping in for Sean Brady less than 2 weeks from right now to face Kevin Lee at UFC Vegas 35. Big opportunity for D-Rod, who is kind enough to join us right now. Daniel, how are you, sir?
And I'm great. How are you, bro?
I'm great. Thank you for doing this. So this came together very quickly. We found out about Sean Brady's situation probably about 10 days ago as we record this. And from what I understand, you threw your name into the hat pretty much immediately. Is that true? And if so, how did it all play out from when you realized there's this open spot to fill to now you filled that spot?
Yeah, man. I remember waking up that morning and I seen ESPN post Sean Brady's out of his fight versus Kevin Lee. I never really looked at Kevin Lee as a potential or possible opponent. But then I figured, well, he's kind of like fighting a guy in a place where I'd like to be. So, I feel like I'm ready for these Sean Brady's and whoever's in the rankings. So why not take a fight with Kevin Lee on about 3 weeks' notice? I had just fought. Had been in preparation for Abubakar, and that fell out. So I ended up fighting another like wrestler style kind of guy, So, I had to talk with my coaches and figured, well, since we had focused so heavy on, the takedown defense and ground game and stuff like that, maybe it'll be a great opportunity for me, to just jump right back into camp, go hard for the next 2 weeks. I didn't really like party real hard or no shit like that, or get too out of shape. I took 2 weeks off, as anyone else would, and just, got right back to it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't take a lot of time off, especially since signing with the UFC. You've had 6 fights already, and this is like within 18 months. You're 5-1 inside the octagon already. A lot of people feel you should be 6-0. How would you describe these last 18 months of your career? Because it's been pretty much nonstop for you since you signed to fight Tim Means in your UFC debut.
Yeah, man. It's kind of been other than being in the UFC, winning and getting the recognition and obviously getting paid, it's kind of all the same for me. Before this, I was already traveling around and I was going to the BMF ranch already and coming out to Vegas and just experiencing what true mixed martial artists do. You grow out of your gym, and then you just find yourself and develop as a fighter. So, I even moved out here to Vegas, to fucking give this shit my all, bro. I'm out here training at Syndicate. There's all kinds of killers in there, and it's a good feeling. I took myself out of my comfort zone in order to grow as a true fighter, and yeah, these past 18 months have been fucking nuts, bro. It's been, back-to-back fights, and constant preparation, constant work, and constant growing, and I feel like, I'm just tapping into my true potential as a fighter.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, one of the things that a lot of people have sort of realized about you, and you talk about getting some notoriety, I feel, and I don't know if you agree with this, that you are one of the truly underappreciated fighters on this roster right now, not just because of your activity, but you're winning a lot. Like you're winning a lot of fights. And I feel like your name's not getting mentioned enough. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel that way too? Do you feel like you're sort of underappreciated in this division? I know it's loaded and it's very top heavy, but do you feel that way?
In a sense of, but I feel that now, being considered as an opponent last minute versus Kevin Lee, which is a big name. I feel like this is what I'm asking for. I'm getting what I'm asking for. And that's a big name. It's maybe I'd prefer full fight camp, but at the end of the day, these are these opportunities that I need to take in order to like truly just fucking blow up. I take out Kevin Lee, bro, I'm about to blow up. I'm going to start getting that, what I'm looking for, and this is it, bro. This is it. This is time for me to shut it down. I thought it was it versus Mike Perry, And shit, I even went after fucking Nagamenov, whatever his name is. You know, just no fear for none of these motherfuckers, bro. And I'm here to fight all these fools.
So I haven't, this is the first time you and I have spoken, and it seems like MMA, obviously, just listening to you, was the correct career path for you. But I am curious how you got involved into this wacky world, because looking at your career resume, at least what's public on the forums and the pages and stuff, you made your amateur debut in October 2013. So if my math is correct, you would have been 26. Is that right?
Sounds about right, yeah.
So how did this all start for you? How did you decide, you know what, I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to fight people?
First walked in an MMA gym at 25 years old, bro, But before that, a lot of people don't know about it, is, I had like, crazy ass growing up. I'm from Los Angeles. I grew up around gang life. Both of my parents, my mom and my dad, are both from neighborhoods, and both gang affiliated. A lot of my family members are. Myself at one point, uh, I spent a lot of time locked up, and I got a lot of fights. I got a lot of like brawls and shit. I guess, that's what kind of like led me to the fearlessness that I have to fight these fucking guys, and the fact that I made it out of that with MMA, has completely changed my life. So um, I fucking owe like so much of me and my freedom and just myself. I owe it to myself to give this shit my all. It wasn't always easy, starting out. I had to work and shit. I got kids and shit, but I just believed in myself. I knew that I could do this shit. When I showed up to my first MMA fight, I was like, yo, I could do this shit. You know what I mean? And I started off as a fan, this fucking fan, bro. Like Cowboy was one of my favorite fucking fighters, not before I even started doing this shit, but just growing up as a fight fan, watching boxing and my family and shit, or Mexican, fucking, a lot of our family functions were, the De La Hoya fights, the Mayweather fights, the Pacquiao fights, the Chavez fights, Tyson fights, like a lot of my memories coming up was always just being, and then, being in and out the system growing up, I kind of got into a lot of shit, like I never been a punk or no shit like that. I've always, stood up for what stood up for myself. I was always down for my shit. So walked in, with that, like, I've always worked out all those times that I was locked up and shit. And, I always work out. You don't want to like, you're in jail, you're like, you want to be strong. You want to like know how to fight and shit, so that was always a thing for me. It's like being able to fight, because even when I would get out, I'd fucking run into my enemies at the liquor store and, I'll start fighting these fools, or like after school we'll fight, or like shit like that. And that's really where I come from. That's really where a lot of times you'll hear the announcer be like, man, he looks so calm in there, or like, I'm chill, because that's a controlled environment. When I'm in the cage, it's like really a controlled environment for me. I know that if I get knocked out or some crazy shit happens, that there's a ref right there that's going to stop it, and then that's it, So I keep that in mind when I think about all the shit that I've been in, and being jumped and like being in fucked up situations and shit where I might not have made it, And so I carry that into the cage with me every time I fight. But like I was saying, like I only started doing this when I was 25, when I stopped getting out of trouble. But I felt like I found something. Like I found something that could truly channel my aggression and my fucking, anger of growing up all fucking crazy and shit, Like it wasn't perfect. I didn't grow up in no perfect ass home. It was fucked up, but I love my mom and I love my dad and shit. But like, I could have been raised better, but it's like I ain't tripping, because that's what made me who I am today. And that's this motherfucking crazy savage killer knocking fools out and shit,
When did you when did you realize that you had turned the corner? Like when did you realize, like, I mean, you definitely are still a pretty intense guy. So that's definitely there, but you could definitely sort of pull it back and use it when you need to. When did you realize you had turned the corner and that you were a different guy altogether?
It's just growing up, man, like fucking realizing like shit, like all right, that gangbang shit ain't cool no more. Like I got kids now. The kids are a major reason. Uh, like I said, like having my freedom. I had friends that were doing fucking years. I got friends that are still locked up over shit that we were doing back in the days when we were stupid, riding around and being crazy. I'm still being crazy, but it's just in another way. I found a way where I could channel all that energy that I had. But really, it's like winning. Like my kids were really like an eye opener that I have to choose something. Like I try to go to the military. They declined me because I had too many tattoos. I tried everything possible. I worked every job like down the line, and I felt like fighting was it for me because I was competing in amateurs. The coaches loved me. They're like, damn, you fucking crazy, bro. And they really paid attention to me and they showed me love in the gym, and I just figured out that the gym was my outlet, and no matter what I was going through in my life, I knew that I had to go to the gym, because I had a goal. I had like believe in myself, like shit, I'm gonna do this shit. Like I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna be successful somehow, some way. I knew there was something. I knew it, and I just chose to fight. I had a good fight. I had a good ass job doing construction, and getting paid. In 2015, getting paid $25 an hour. That's a lot, Um, and I couldn't do both. I couldn't train and I couldn't make it work. So I fucking made a choice, and I'm living the life I'm living now, bro. You know,
So if I told you 10 years ago that you're going to be a professional athlete fighting on ESPN and all these big networks, what would you have said to me?
I wouldn't believe it, bro. I wouldn't believe it. Um, it's been a fucking roller coaster, man. And it's like I said, the continuous winning, and it just fucking drives me, man. And then now seeing how life is like truly changed for me, and there's a future. Like, fuck, dude, I changed it from my whole family. I switched it up, and it feels good having like, kids that really look up to me, nephews, like being like, true family leader and shit that I become. It's like all more motivation to get out there and just fucking wreck shit, bro.
Do you feel, do you look at your career as if nobody's actually beaten you? Like you have 2 losses on your record, that you have the Victor Reina loss, which is super close, could have gone either way. You had the Dalby fight that a lot of people thought you won. Very questionable losses. Do you view it that way in your mind? Like you actually haven't, no one's actually beaten you in a fight? Or do you just take the losses as lessons and, try better the next time or something? How do you sort of view those?
Um, Losses suck, especially when you feel like you won and you feel like you did enough. But though I do take those as lessons, and just doing enough ain't enough, you know. Um, I got to go out there and fucking kill it. That Dalby fight was that reminder that I needed. When I lost against Reina, that was like, man, you need to get on your shit. I never lost before. I was 7-0 amateur, top, fucking top fighter in California, top fighter in California as a pro. It's shit like that that really just fucking lit a fire up my ass. Like, dude, you're special, you're different, like, and I know it because it's not just the fights, it's training too. Like what I'm doing in training is like even more motivating because I'm like, damn, I'm going like, as I'm climbing and progressing in this sport, I'm experiencing new shit. Like I'm just moved out to Vegas. I'm no longer the best fighter in my gym, like, and that's fine with me. I took myself out of my comfort zone and fucking truly like just grow as a fucking fighter. And that's what it's really all about. That's like the understanding that I get from being a fighter and constantly evolving as the game is evolving. I can't stay the same. Someone's gonna figure me out. So that's why a lot of times I don't even watch tape on my opponents, because that is like, if you look tape on me, then like you're looking at the old version of me. Every time I step in that cage, it's a new version, So I just gotta keep progressing and keep growing, Doug.
Now you're going to fight Kevin Lee. It's been a little while since we've seen him in the octagon. He dealt with some pretty nasty injuries, but still, very, I mean, super athlete, very explosive. He doesn't have to make the cut to 155 for this fight. How do you like the matchup itself, like the styles clash, if you will?
To be honest with you, I don't pay no attention to Kevin Lee and what he does and how he fights. To be honest with you, I might have seen like a fight of his back in the day, but since agreeing to this fight, I don't I don't like sit there and watch tape on my opponents. That's my coach's job. That's why, you know, we work out strategies and they tell me what to do. What my job is to do is just show up to the fucking gym and give that shit 100% and show up to fight and fucking fight. You know, like I'm not gonna base my whole fight camp around his ability wrestling, right? So let's just say he's a wrestler type of guy. Like my whole career, bro, I'm a striker. You know, I'm fucking dangerous on the feet. Everybody knows that. I got the highest strike fucking landed in UFC fucking welterweight history. I'm number one, you know, in fucking history. And I'm just getting started. You know, my whole career I've been preparing to fucking fools trying to take me down because they don't want these motherfucking hands, you know? So it ain't nothing. He's like, if I cared about shit like that, I wouldn't try to fight the Russian, you know? I wouldn't try to fight him, but really, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I'm here to fight. Like, and that's it. I'm not like, Kevin Lee is just another fucking dude that's gonna step in there with me. It's like nothing personal, but I just like to fight. I love to fight and scrap and fucking give it my all. And fucking, I'm gonna leave it all in the fucking cage, you know? And like I said, man, I've been through a fucked up past. So every time I punch this motherfucker, everything I ever been through is gonna come with that punch. What's up, dude?
Okay. I mean, you talked about going to Syndicate now. I mean, it's impossible to not find great work over there. You got, I mean, John Wood's just a wizard. You got Strickland, Chris Curtis is there. Kies is there from time to time. Aaron Jeffrey's there from Canada. And of course, then you got like these different personalities. You got Roxanne, you got Jordan Levitt, who just adds different elements of things. Like the good work is being put in, but I'm sure the days are certainly not easy with those guys, right?
Nah, especially like today. You know, it's sparring day and, you know, it's tough, you know, especially like I've been training mostly with 85ers. Like one of my rounds today, the guy's a 205er. You know, we got dudes like Khalil Roundtree, Sean Strickland, Sasha Palatnikov, Curtis is there, up and comers like the homie AJ is about to fight in the Contender Series. He's been killing shit, you know, and there's a bunch of dudes there, you know, just like, you know, truly making the team effort to get better and better within all of us, you know.
So how do we get this thing done next Saturday? I know you don't watch tape. You probably don't even, it's going to come at you, man. But like at some point, you probably think about the fight, right? At some point, when you close your eyes, you're like, all right, Kevin Lee's standing in front of me. I hit him with something, the fight ends. Like, what's the sort of constant vision that pops in your mind?
I think this is going to be a build-up to a TKO. I feel like he's definitely going to go for the takedown. That's, you know, that's a given. But, you know, we just plan on just, you know, stuffing takedowns, breaking them. You know, I hear a lot of shit about him, you know, from a lot of different people. He must be rubbing people the wrong way because not a lot of people like him. You know, people. I'm out in the Vegas community and I'm running into everybody, and people are like, man, you know, that guy, you know, he ain't even really cool like that. You know, like he's got his own ego and personality shit going on. You know, and people are like, you know, kind of not really cheering from him amongst the community out here as far as fighters go. But I just plan to, like, you know, really, really break his will to want to continue to get his fucking face beat, you know? Like, I'm just going to go out there and just put these hands on him. I know I'm better than him striking. All I got to do is stop a couple of takedowns, and he's going to stop. What is he going to do when he can't take me down? You know? Now you're in my world. You know, once I stop your world, now you're in mine. So my goal is to go out there and put that fucking pressure on him. Hit him so fucking hard that I'm going to introduce him to the welterweight division where the big boys play, you know?
Where does a win over Kevin put you? Like, I know you're talking about guys with numbers next to their names, but like, does it shoot you up? Are we looking like top 10 guys? Are we looking at the bottom end of the top 50? Does it even matter at this point?
Doesn't matter because I agreed to fight Kevin Lee on short notice. Like, he's a big name. He's obviously a threat in the game, but so am I to be even considered or to like, for them to be like, all right, that's a fight. Let's put in there D-Rod. I mean, they see me, my stock's growing too, so I feel like I'm on that same level with them, but the fact that I even took this shit on short notice, should be like a little message. I'm like, yo, this fucking D-Rod will fight anybody. So really, I don't care who I fight. It's up to the UFC what they want to see. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make these fucking checks. You know what I mean?
Did you get a new contract for this fight, or are you still on your current deal?
Oh man, taking that last fight kind of gave me, kind of updated my. So after this, I should have like what 3-4 more after
There
this
you
one.
go.
Yeah, so UFC's starting to take care of me, for like, jumping in on these little short notice all the time, taking fights when, but that's just the thing. That's what separates me from the rest of these fucking guys. I don't give a fuck and I ain't scared,
If you keep winning and get to like that main event spot, those pay-per-view spots, and you start getting those long camps, is that going to be weird for you? Like, I know you probably prefer that, but is it going to be kind of weird for you being so active?
Like it's all right with me, it's on me to stay ready. When I say, yeah, I'll take this fucking fight on short notice because I know where I'm at, as far as like my conditioning, my weight and all that, I don't really care about my weight. Like my weight's cool. I'm never the most ripped up guy in the fucking, in the cage, but shit, abs don't win fights. You know what I mean? These hands. And, I just come out, and just give it my all. And shit, I hit hard, bro, and I got a lot of fight in me. And it's a fan friendly kind of style, and I'm just rolling with it.
Well, it all begins this trek into the top 15, August 28th against Kevin Lee, UFC Vegas 35 at the Apex. By the way, can we get you in front of some fans, D-Rod? Like, what is going on here? I don't mean like the Apex crowd where there's like 50 people. I mean like an arena full of people. Like, can we get to that after this fight?
Some West Coast music loud as fuck all through the arena, some Tupac, some California love in this motherfucker. Dude, man, I hope one day, look, I have one goal, bro. I have one like my dream this is my dream, to fight at the Staples Center one day, bro. I hope the fucking UFC comes to Staples Center one day and I would end my career a fucking happy man. The only thing that could top that would be winning a championship, but shit, maybe if I become champion, I could request that we fight in the Staples Center. Oh shit, look,
look what we did here.
Yeah. So, I know what I got to do, and let's go out there and grind, go out there and fight, and give these fools no fucking air, give them no inches, give them no slack at all. Just go out there and just do my best to win these fights.
Must be like pretty wild for you to think back on where you were as a kid to where you're at now. Like, is it just, do you reflect on those days oftentimes?
All the time. I'd be backstage sitting behind, like, like in these fucking locker rooms, about to go out and fight in the fucking UFC. That's crazy, bro. It's insane. I feel like it's just a matter of time before the world, like, here's my story, and no, it's all facts, it's all facts, it's all real shit, and the fact that I could come and switch my life around, of course I had some help, I got family that they helped along the way and shit, but I'm highly appreciative for everybody that's always helped me and shit, and I'm thankful that they helped me, and I I did my part in making it, I didn't waste nobody's time,